today I've got Dean Friedman with me, who I've known for, I don't know, 10 years?
It's been a long time, Sharpie.
Yeah. And yeah, I just wanted to get to know you a wee bit. So I was going to start off with asking, you're from New Jersey.
I grew up in Paramus, New Jersey, deep in the bosom of suburbia.
Yep, as mentioned in a couple of songs. And yeah, just tell us a wee bit about how, your background and where you started off.
Well, I grew up in a house filled with music. My mom was a singer and performed on Broadway and film, and so there was always some Broadway show tune on the piano or some aria, playing on the record player. And then I got my first transistor radio and started listening to Top 40, and so my influences really ran the gamut. And so my stuff has been accused of being eclectic sometimes, but I take that as a compliment. I started writing. I bought my first guitar when I was 9 with money I earned from a newspaper route. And I learned 4 chords and started playing Beatles songs, the Monkees, and then I started writing my own songs, and I never stopped.
So if we jump ahead a wee bit, it would be the 1970s, when you got a record deal. How did that happen?
Well, I'd been sending out demos since I was 15. And I had a wall full of rejection letters from every major label in the United States. Most of them kind of mimeographed with my name filled in. And but somehow I was just stubbornly determined. And I was going to City College in New York. I was studying music there. And there was a guest lecturer, a guy named David Bromberg, who's brilliant guitar player, all-around musician and songwriter, and is pretty acknowledged as one of the godfathers of Americana in the States. He's played and written with Dylan and George Harrison and a whole slew of folks. Anyway, he was teaching this course. I was I pestered him, and I kept asking him to listen to my tunes. Finally, he relented. And he introduced me to the folks that ran the Bottom Line nightclub, which was a premier showcase in New York City down in the Village. They became my managers. The first indie label they took me to offered me a deal, and foolishly I accepted it. But that started off. First single off the first album out of the box was Ariel, top 20 hit in the States, and that kicked off my illustrious erstwhile career.
So I'm saying the States you're known mostly for Ariel.
Yeah.
But in the UK, it's slightly different, isn't it? You've kind of got
Lucky Stars and Lydia. So yeah. Just people ask why, those different trajectories. It really just business and politics, and the inanities of the music business.
So then you had the first album, Ariel. Then you had your second album, which was Where Will We Save the Rock and Tape.
And the label hated it. They wanted another more solo acoustic oriented album like the first album. And in fact, when I delivered Well Was Said the Rocking Chair, they called me in for a meeting, and they spent an hour chastising me, telling me I delivered an inferior recording, and it was awful, and I wasn't listening to anybody. I'd become a spoiled little pop star, and I always knew that these guys were idiots, but this really confirmed it for me, because I was really proud of the record. I knew he'd had done a really good job. But they hated it. And fortunately, a week later, we got a telex from England which would tell you how long ago that
Yep.
was. This is before faxes, before email. Saying that Lucky Stars had entered the charts and was racing up the charts, and a few weeks later it was, number 3 record, and I was doing Top of the Pops. And they didn't even want that song on the album.
Yeah, because you had to push to get the duet on it.
Yeah, they said, you're a solo singer-songwriter. What do you want to have a duet on your record? I had to, reassure them. I said, look, it's a nice song. People are going to like it. Pretty classic record business cliche about idiot record companies doing stupid stuff. But like I said, I was stubbornly persistent, and I'm still doing what I do.